This morning, the Trump campaign likely feeling pretty optimistic. New polls show him beating President Biden in 6 swing states, including Michigan, and tying in Wisconsin. The former president hitting the campaign trail in both those states yesterday.
I stand before you today to declare the Joe Biden's border bloodbath, and that's what it is. It's a bloodbath. If you want to help Joe Biden wheel Granny off the cliff to fund government benefits for illegals, then vote for crooked Joe Biden. But when I am president, instead of throwing Granny overboard, I will send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home.
Fox News contributor, former counselor to Donald Trump, Kellyanne Conway, joins us now. Kellyanne, he's got to feel pretty good about these polls, but they're all within the margin of error just about. Your thoughts?
These are great news for Donald Trump, bad news for Joe Biden. Why? Look at Joe Biden's delta. His floor and ceiling are dangerously close together, Brian, 42 to 46. It's like his beats per minute, very similar to that. Here's a guy who's not able to crack 50 as a sitting president in any of these swing states, including ones that he won with over 50% of the vote. So he's not even hanging on to his 2020 coalition that was delicately scaffolded together in the first place. You overlay that with all the gains Trump is making among union household, African Americans, Hispanics, young people, women. Donald Trump doesn't need to win a majority of any of the 5 groups I just said, and he can win the presidency. A new poll out this morning, NPR Marist, shows a 28% swing toward Trump among political independents since Marist asked the question in October 2020. Even if he got a half of that on November, I think it's all coming up Trump. Another thing I see in the polls is when you add the fact that last night in some of these primaries, Joe Biden lost 14% of the vote in Rhode Island to this non-committed, 11% of the vote in Connecticut, 8% of the vote in Wisconsin. It's because people are saying leave it blank or do a protest, do uncommitted, I think it's called unconstructed, in Wisconsin. This is bad news for Biden because when you add that to the RFK Jr. surge in some of these states, Biden, you're not going to find him above 39%. Last point, the favorability rating for these two guys on the handling of issues. Donald Trump dominates on the issues most important to Americans: inflation, overall economy, border, crime. Joe Biden's winning on health care. I've been sounding alarm bells for years. We'll do it again. Republicans have got to come up with their own health care plan. It is a big issue to women. You want to win suburban women. It's not just abortion. It's crime, public safety, affordability, fairness, but it's also health care. We are the chief health care officers of our households. We control 2 out of every 3 health care dollars spent in this country, and we have to get our own health care plan.
They're seeing these numbers. We watched we watch them see the numbers, especially among young people, and I'm wondering how they act. Is it going to be just to try to diminish Trump? Is that their best offense? Go after the candidate?
The sheer obsession with Donald Trump, the Trump derangement syndrome for which there is no therapeutic, no vaccine, this disease that is wrapped around their brains, I think makes them take leave of their senses. They are denying what they see in the polls, and they are denying what we see at the border and in our communities and at the grocery store and gas pump and in Ukraine and in Israel. They want us to deny what we see with our own 2 eyes all in the service of defeating Trump. And the mainstream media, who for years, especially when we were in the White House, their job is to get the story. They think their job is to get Trump. Yeah. They need to sharpen up and tighten up here, too, because it's their polls that we're quoting day after day on Fox News, Brian. The New York Times poll really summed it up last month. The Wall Street Journal poll, the Marist poll, the Quinnipiac poll. These have not been polls that have been great for Trump all along, but you can't deny the data. And the data make very clear that if Trump can close the gap among these so-called double haters, people who have an unfavorable opinion, disapproval of both Biden and Trump the way he did in 2016, he can win. I'd say that's a vulnerability now. He won the double haters in Wisconsin in 2016 by 40 points over Hillary Clinton. He's about tied in some of these places, trailing a little bit, and it all depends why you don't care for Trump or Biden as to why you're a so-called double hater. If it's just Biden's acuity, agility, and ability, you may be able to get past that. If you're angry with him about Afghanistan, crime, the border, Ukraine, that's more solid.
Gaza, too. And then, lastly, we're actually going to see what the court cases do. We know it helped the president in the primaries, but we're going to find out in April what's it going to do in the general. Kellyanne, always insightful to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Do we regret it? the soft embrace of morning light, rocky and warm yet hopefully sight. A whisper of promise, a sense so sweet, reviving energy with every heartbeat. Oh yeah, stumbling down the stairs with grace, favorite mug and cherished embrace. Each sip, a dance of enchantment, caffeine's elixir, a daily enchantment. Ooh, yeah. Coffee in the morning, my lifeline, guiding through life's chaotic design, finding every sip of morning zest. In that brew, I find my best. The morning sun, a gentle caress, bathing the world in warmth no less. A symphony of flavors in every pore, awakening senses, a ritual to adore. The kitchen hums a quiet tune as dreams unfold not too soon. Pouring the elixir, stories take flight. In the world of coffee, my spirit aligns. A mug cradled, a vessel of tales. Each sip, a dialogue as morning unveils. Bitterness, a new world of tales. As the day unfolds, a caffeinated tale in morning symphony, where moments prevail. Coffee, my companion in the sunrise quest, in the ritual of morning, my eternal zest. The world awakens, a canvas so bright, in the palette of dawn, a captivating sight, a dance of flavors, a morning trance. In the world of coffee, life's sweet romance.